Bouquet Style, co-founder of FAVunite. As you know, FAV stands for Fans, Artists, and Venues, and we're here to bring you Black stories and Black storytellers, amplifying the voice of Black people all over the African diaspora. And today we're here in Lenexa, Kansas, celebrating Juneteenth. Now, for our global audience, for those of you who don't know what Juneteenth is June the 19th. A national American holiday celebrating the day when all Black people who were enslaved realized or were notified that they were no longer enslaved, that slavery in America had ended, it was no longer legal, and they were now free to go wherever they wanted to go. Now, we know that there's a lot more to that Black story, right? And we know that there is a lot more that we can do or that we need to do as Black Americans and as a country. Because you see, there is a lot of history, a lot of Black history in American culture, because we are American culture. Black people were and are the backbone of American economics, of American prosperity. Do you know that the United States is the richest country in the world? $68 trillion, and we are a part of that. We helped build that. Yes, it happened during a time when we were enslaved, but we still are responsible for so many of the things that built the infrastructure of the United States of America. And so Juneteenth is a celebration that we no longer have to do that under the enslavement of the United States, that we no longer had to work on plantations. We weren't forced to do that. And again, there is a lot more, a deeper dive into that story as to really what is freedom, what is emancipation. But we're here to tell that story on FAVunite. Again, amplifying Black stories, Black storytellers, Black creators, amplifying the voice of Black people across the African diaspora. So we're here in Lenexa, Kansas. We're in Lenexa Square. And as you can see, there are people that are gathering, getting ready to hear some amazing entertainment. Even some of my friends, the James Ward Band, will be performing, and so we're excited about that as well. Why is it that this is so important to our communities? I'll tell you why it's important to our communities. Because it's a part of our story of resilience, our story of thriving, our story of being able to stay relevant and alive and powerful and continuing to be creative in all that we do. There are some things that I discovered through an initiative that FAVunite is doing called My Black Experience Challenge. And what we're doing is we're connecting with artists throughout the continent of Africa. In fact, we have the following countries represented in this challenge already. Tanzania, I said that wrong, Tanzania, and I think I'm still pronouncing it wrong, but it's still an amazing country for which I have direct roots to. Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, the Congo, South Africa, Cameroon. There are people who are submitting their talent to FAVuniteTV from all over the continent of Africa, and we're just beginning. But what I've learned in the conversations with these artists and with the various artist hubs, that there is a disconnect. There's a disconnect between Black people in America and the Black people in Africa. We don't know each other's stories. So best believe that FAVuniteTV is going to be taking on the mantle of making sure that we are all on the same page as far as what our stories are. What does it mean to be wealthy? What does it mean to have wealth or be Black in America, the richest country in the world? What does it mean to live in Africa, to be on the soil from which all origination of people began? What does it mean to be in a place where it's so rich with creativity, as well as the minerals and the land itself? What is it like to be there? And so we need to be able to share those stories. We might not have the ability to constantly fly back and forth to each other to see what it's like, but we can talk about it. We can share about it. We can learn about each other's history. So today we're learning about the history of Black people and the emancipation, learning about what it meant to be free and for all Black Americans to be free on June the 19th. It took 2 years, people, from the time that the emancipation took place till when slavery was no longer legal in the United States of America. It took 2 years for everyone that had been enslaved to get that information, for it to travel across the country and to land in Texas. As a matter of fact, the reason why this is a holiday is because there was one woman who made sure that this was going to be a national holiday. And so I'm going to talk to you more about that a little bit later. But right now, I just want you to know that FAVunite is out here. We are bringing fans, artists, and venues together to amplify the stories of black people across the African diaspora. So I will be doing some interviews and getting people's take on what it's like to celebrate Juneteenth in America from all different types of walks of life. And we thank you so much for checking out FAVuniteTV. Make sure that you subscribe to FAVuniteTV. Make sure that you like some of this content that you're going to be seeing and that's already on FAVunite. For example, we have Voices, the movie directed by Willie D. Burton and produced by Dorez Douglas. Willie Burton is a 2-time Oscar winner, and Dorez Douglas is a Hollywood insider. These two people have created a film that is absolutely amazing, starring Lamont Rucker, who you know from the television series Greenleaf. He's also in the Black Hamptons, and you've seen him in also the franchise of Why Did I Get Married? So definitely click on FAVuniteTV, subscribe to FAVuniteTV, support FAVuniteTV. Go to our website, FAVunite.com, FAVunite.com, and show us some love. We're here in Lenexa, Kansas. We are not in a big city. We're not in Hollywood. We're not in New York City. We're here in Lenexa, Kansas, but we are making some powerful moves here. As a matter of fact, folks, today we launched a national press campaign. So we're looking forward to people calling us in little old Lenexa to learn about this big channel called FAVunite. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure that you like, and make sure that you comment on the content that is on FAVunite. We also have another amazing filmmaker. His name is Ronald Dillard Jr., straight out of Virginia. He's got 4 films on FAVuniteTV that are absolutely amazing. The topics cover everything from racial prejudice to mental health, all of the things that are relevant in our society, but we're looking at it from a Black perspective. So make sure you check out Ronald Dillard Jr.'s 4 films on FAVunite, and you can listen to the music of my friends, the James Ward Band, kicking it at Juneteenth in Lenexa, Kansas. Thank you so much.